Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video I will be doing a little makeup tutorial for you. I know it's been a whole minute since I've actually done a makeup tutorial on my YouTube channel, but here we are, and no better palette to use than one of Bperfect and Stacey Marie's new Carnival palette. So I'm really excited to show you how I create this look, and if you want to see that and you want to get into all the deets about the PR package from Bperfect and that Carnival palette, then make sure you do keep watching. So I know I look hella crazy right now, but we're just gonna get straight into it. Want to get some makeup on these eyeballs, and I'm gonna go straight in with the palette. I'm gonna show you it all up close. I'm obsessed with this palette, just the whole sort of the colours, the theme, just the right mix of everything. It's just so good. As you've probably seen by the title, it is the Bperfect and Stacey Marie Carnival palette. This is the Antidote. So good. I love how it's like matte and then has this shiny bit here as well, so just so good. On the back as well, it's got all of the colours, and there's 29 highly pigmented matte shades, 16 luxe creamy shimmers. Literally, I want to use all of them, so I'm going to try and do a look. I've got a look in my head, whether it's going to come out that way or not, we'll see. That I want to try and go for, but we will see. There's literally just so many looks you can create with this. This is the palette. Just look at all of those. So pretty. Like, this is really catching my eye. Those are so nice. This, you can just see how many looks you can create from it. It's got such a good, like, so many different colours, which is unreal. Let's just have a few little dips into some of these shimmers as well. When I'm like rubbing my fingers into them, they all feel super creamy and soft. There's some of the shimmers. Look at that one. Oh, I literally can't wait to use all of these. I find it so hard when you get a new makeup palette and you just don't know what to use first, what look to do first, because there's just so many colours. But that's what is good. You literally get your money. You get like so many colours for your money, so it's great. You can create so many different looks, so many different, you can just look bomb all the time basically. This is such a nice warm palette, I would say. Warm, summery. It's just what we all needed basically. But anyways, that is the palette that I'm going to be using, and I did get the whole PR collection, so as well as that I'll show you what else I got. I've also got a little cherry flavoured alcoholic drink in a little Antidote, what's it called, like a little, it's like a little test tube thing. I don't even know if that's the right word, but that's what you get. And we'll also get 6 of these little things. So these are liquid shadows, and they literally looked so good when I seen like a little PR picture of them. They're just shimmery and just so nice, and oh, literally like colour shifting, so good. So I definitely want to try and at least use one of these. I'm going to get them all out the packaging just so I can show you them all. I do think there is one here to go with like each of the looks you could create with the palette. Like, it complements the palette so well. I know you can buy the whole set, like the whole PR package. You can buy these singularly, just the palette, or you can get all 6 of these in a set on Bperfect. If you were going to purchase and wanted anything else, this is excluded with it being a new launch, but you can use my code 20DannyG and you'll get money off. So these are the liquid eyeshadows, and they just fit so well with the palette. Love these. Yeah, but yes, I'm going to go in with the eye look. I'm going to do one eye on this camera right now. I'm going to do an eye for Instagram, so you can go and check out a little quick tutorial on there if you want to, at Danny G Makeup. Let's get started. As always, just going to prime the eyeball. Just going to use the P. Louise base. This is in shade number 2. I'm going to use a Molly O'Brien mini P brush. Absolutely love this brush. You can also buy this on Bperfect, the mega store, I believe. Remember my code 20DannyJ if you want money off. I'm going to go for a very colourful look. Obviously with this palette it is super colourful. Building up that base for that shadow. Blend the edges out slightly with my beauty blender. We're ready to get started. So I want to try and use a good mix of colours like I've said. So first I'm going to go in with the shade Pekin, which is this very dark maroon purpley colour. I'm going to take that on a small blending brush and I'm just going to pack it in sort of this inner crease first. I absolutely love these shadows as well. I love the previous Carnival palette. I'm just going to blend it out very gently with that same little blending brush. I am using the Doll Beauty DB13 brush. We're then going to go in with our second transition. So this one, I think I'm going to use the shade October, which is kind of like a reddy brown colour. And this is going to be our next shade, so I'm just going to pop it where that I've just blended out that dark maroon purpley colour. Same brush again from Doll Beauty. Try not to blend it too far out. Try and keep it just where that maroon colour's just been blended. I have a habit sometimes of when I blend with too many colours bringing it sort of too higher. So I'm trying to keep it very small, using a small brush as well, which will help. And by the way, some of the looks I've been seeing with this palette are unreal. Been dying to receive it and I finally have. And then again just diffusing out those edges with that colour I've just used there. Once I have blended that bit out, I'm then going to go in with shade Zest, which is kind of like this mustardy colour here. And then again using the same brush and just pop in that shade just where we've blended out October. Kind of tickling this into sort of my brow a little bit in the front of it, just to get that nice and blended. I think I'm also going to take a little bit of this shade here that is called Pretty Peachy. It's just a little bit brighter, so I think it's just going to blend and diffuse out this yellowy mustard shade and also just brighten it up just a little bit. I'm taking that into the front of my brow as well. Once I've done that, I'm going to go back down with the colours because as you can see my darker shade has now sort of came away a little bit. I'm going to go back down, add a little bit of October back in because that's not really showing much anymore. Same brush again, just so we can keep the blend in one place. It's sort of like very small circular motions that I'm making. So nice, so creamy, very easy to blend as well, which is great. Always makes the job easier. Once I'm happy with October, I'm then going to go back in with Pecan. And that just really darkens that back up. I feel like this like purple, red and yellow is always a good colour scheme to go for. It always looks really good because it's kind of like a bit of a sunset-y vibe, isn't it? I feel like that was the instant feels I was getting from this palette, and definitely some of the shades I wanted to dive in first for. Just grabbing a very fluffy brush. It's a bit bigger. It's a DB6 and I'm just going to go back in with Zest just to make sure that's nice and blended out with October. And then again just Pretty Peachy, just right on the outer parts, just like that. There's the first part done. Now just going to take a little bit of micellar water and a little cotton bud. I'm just going to use this just to clean up inside here because I'm going to cut my crease on the inner part. And if you do this first before sort of going in with your product that you want to cut your crease with, it just makes it a lot cleaner and a lot easier to do. So this sort of top bit, I think what I want to do Just kind of cut it like that. There we go, that's that part cleaned up. And then it just means when you put like your concealer or base on there, it's just a lot cleaner. I've kind of cleaned this part up just because I want to put one of those liquid shadows on, and then I'm going to go in with some of the greeny shades on this outer part. So I'm going to do that part now. I just need to add a little bit more base to this outer bit. Sit back down, what you mean? First, going to sort of map out the colour bit I want to do. I'm going to do it kind of like I'm going to cut the crease but inside again. So I'm going to go in with the colour Antidote, which is this very dark, it's like a teal green. And I'm going to use a Unicorn Cosmetics UC09 brush. I'm just going to pack it on and create this shape that I want. Just went in a bit with a sharper brush, like a thinner one, just for this section. Sorry, I feel like the camera's just not low enough. There we go. Now that I've done that, I'm going to take another DB13 brush from Doll Beauty. I'm going to take a tiny bit of that green colour and just blend out those edges, just so it's not as harsh for us going in with another shade to blend that out. There we go. Now we can go in with our next shade. So I'm going to use again the same DB13 brush, and I'm going to go in, I think with with Sable, which is this green colour, just on the part that we've just blended out. I'm trying for this sort of flicky part to like flick it up, not be too heavy handed with it, just so it looks nice and diffused. Again, just blend those edges out just so they're nice and soft. Ready for the next colour, which is going to be, I've been staring at this colour so it has to be, it is Moss, which is this lime green colour. I'm going to use a bit of a bigger brush, like a bigger fluffy blending brush for this, just because I want it nice and diffused. I'm going to use the DB12 brush. Oh, this is such a nice colour. Again, just being quite flicky. I'm just trying to diffuse that yellow, that lime, sorry. I'm then going to go back in with those green colours that we've just used, just to make them darker again like we did with these ones. I don't know if anyone else is like me and a little bit scared of colour. So this is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but let's go for it. Let's just keep going. I'm just going to clean up inside of that crease. I don't know if I like this liner thing going on, so I'm just gonna remove the majority of it. There we go, so I've just cut into that and created this. This is where we are at. I think I'm going to go in with some P. Louise paint just to make this super sharp and cut basically. So blank canvas, P. Louise paint, and I'm using a DB11 brush from Doll Beauty. I want to get this super sharp, so I'm going to get some product on the brush itself, like that, and I'm just going to squeeze the brush together. Really sorry, it's super hard to speak when I'm doing this. I just want to make sure it's cut to perfection. Once I've got that cut, I'm just filling it in now with the paint. Just got to be really careful and just pat it down. This dries down itself as well. Finally, you know, when I do these eye looks as well, they take forever and a day. I always forget I've got to do the other eye, which is great. Just cleaning that bottom line up a little bit with the darkest green shade. I'm then just going to set that part with one of these shades. So I think I'm going to go in with Stone, which is just like this nudie colour. And I might actually mix that with the white colour, which is Dove. Actually, it's quite like a creamy colour. So I think I'm going to go in more with the creamy Dove colour. Finally, it's time for one of these bad boys. I think I really want to try and get it matching with this outer part as well. So I'm kind of liking, yes, I'm kind of thinking this shade. It is the shade Venom, and it kind of looks like a, this is so pretty, it's kind of like a greeny gold, so it's going to go in really nicely with this outer corner. So I'm going to grab this on flat brush. This is just a P. Louise one, and I'm just going to place this on the inner corner just like this. I'm just going to sort of build it up and almost use it to cut the crease again as well, then blending it out. I've never used a liquid eyeshadow before. Oh, this looks so good, like these shadows, wow. Excited to see how they dry down as well. I think where I've applied it quite thickly, it's obviously going to take longer to dry down, but it's working quite well. It means I can control the product as well. So I think these are great for like cut creases and things like that, whatever you fancy. Seem very blendable as well, which is great. I think I'm going to kind of drag it up here a little bit as well. I wasn't too sure if I was going to, but I think it's going to make it pop a little bit. Just a little bit, not all the way. Oh, I love it. I feel like anyone who loves like a pigment but doesn't like the mess of a pigment, you will love these. Just so easy to control, and just pop them on and you look absolutely bomb basically. So I'm super happy with that. I think I'm going to leave that as it is. Just give you a bit of a close-up right now where we're at. Okay, while we're here, I'm going to pop a little bit of highlight on my brow bone. I'm going to go for a nice gold just to match in with this. I'm going to use the Bperfect Shapeshifter palette, and I'm going to use Lotus, which is this colour, just a highlighter. And then I'm going to pop a little bit of Honey, which is this yellowy gold shimmer. I'm just going to pop that, like a tiny bit of that on as well. There we go, guys, we are getting somewhere. So I'm going to pop a lash on and show you where we're at. I mean, this is the new faux lashes. I'm using the style Chloe from Doll Beauty. There we go. So I'm going to finish this off by, I think I'm going to drag the green colours down right onto the bottom lid. So I'm just going to quickly do that off camera and I'll pop back in a second. So there we go. I've literally just brought the same colours down here, added in that little Dove colour here just to brighten that inner corner, and added a little bit of a point on that inner corner, and that is the eye complete. So I'm gonna finish up my face. I'm obviously gonna do my other eye now, which will take me another 2 hours, and then I'll come back, give you my final thoughts on the palette and show you the finished look. There we go, that is my eyes and face and everything all done. This look is so out there, and I'm probably gonna take it off very soon just because colour scares me a little bit, although I absolutely do love this look. I absolutely love how it turned out. Obsessed. This palette, I mean, come on, is beautiful, as you can see. I absolutely love the liquid shadows as well. Definitely worth it. Hopefully soon enough these will have my discount code on, but all of the products that I have used, like Doll Beauty, Molly O'Brien, all Bperfect products, you can use 20 Danny G and get some money off. I hope you enjoyed this video anyway. I haven't done one of these in a while where I've actually done a makeup tutorial on YouTube, so hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to go and see another little video, you can head over to my Instagram at Danny G Makeup and see some more, and some very bomb pictures if I do say so myself. But yeah, that's all from me today anyway. Thanks very much for watching. I would love if you could subscribe to my channel, that would mean a lot. Like this video if you did enjoy, and comment down below if you've got any questions, and I'll see you all next time.